Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to showcase how to get yourself in to Hamlet multiplayer or Shipwreck multiplayer. Now, a lot of you have watched me play multiplayer Hamlet or multiplayer Shipwrecked, but some people don't really know how to do that. So I'm going to showcase how to do it. It's very easy. So let's do that right now. My name is All Funny Games. I stream every day on Twitch TV. I hope you had an awesome holiday and an awesome New Year's. And let's get into it. So as you go to your host game function, you can go ahead and create a new game. When you do so there, you're going to go to mods. And when you go to the workshop, I already obviously have it, you're going to look for a mod that says Tropical Experience Return of Them. This mod is an all-in-one mod. Basically, the way it works is it has everything you could ever ask for in one simple mod. Now, you don't just checkmark it off and go in. I would really suggest going in and playing around with the settings. When you get in here, it's going to ask you a bunch of questions. It's going to say, kind of world. What is your kind of world? Do you want to have it set to shipwreck? Do you want to have it set to do you want to have it set to custom? Do you want it to be Hamlet? What do you want it to be? So what that means is you can have it set to Hamlet only, shipwrecked only, custom, where you can have both, or you can go to SeaWorld where it basically gives a description. It says, we'll generate a world without terrain, time for survive in the ocean. So basically what that does is it splits all your normal areas and don't starve together. And all of those will be out in the ocean, kind of like how Shipwrecked is, but for DST. So Shipwrecked or Hamlet are your choices. And then it says for Hamlet world, meaning these are the settings that you can then change for your Hamlet world in order to add or disable things. Hamlet clouds, yes, unfortunately they don't work right now. Together caves, Hamlet caves, these are things that you can always pick and choose to turn on. These are my following settings that I use. So I'm going to scroll through them really quickly for you so you can kind of see them yourself as well. And I'm going to tell you why these settings are very important. The custom worlds I wouldn't really bother with too much, but I'll explain why these settings are very important in a second. So here's all my settings, and there you go. Okay, so there's a lot of settings to go through, so I won't really go through all of them because they're pretty self-explanatory what they do. However, you want to limit yourself with how many things you have enabled and disabled, because in each of these things, for example, Hamlet or Shipwrecked, what ends up happening is you end up in a situation where if you have too many entities spawning in, you're going to lag quite a bit. So I always suggest that you disable what you do not need. There's a lot of add-in filler on this mod. For example, there's a lot of there's a frost land for Shipwrecked. There's also like Shipwrecked Plus, which adds even newer things to it. These are things that you don't necessarily need. You can disable them or enable them if you want to. But if you want to play normal Shipwreck, those are the settings that I use. If you want to play normal Hamlet, those are the settings that I use. And I would really suggest just following those for at least to start, and then you can change them later on. Now, one thing I want you to remember is that keep in mind that these are obviously just, generic mods. So when I say that is that you're not going to get the exact playthrough style that you would get on Hamlet or Shipwrecked. There's going to be glitches along the way. There's going to be things that potentially can happen. Mods might counteract each other. They might cause glitches here and there. So be very, very cautious. I wouldn't suggest going in there and expect a world size of or a world that's like day 250 or 300 or something like that without excessive lag happening near the end, because these are large mods, and in order for these large mods to actually work, it takes a lot of resources and all that stuff, right? So you just be very cautious with it, and just understand that a mod is, it's good to be there. That way you can play Hamlet, you can play Shipwrecked, but at the same time, it's one of those things where you have to take it with a grain of salt, realizing that not everything's going to be foolproof. So I've actually already created a Hamlet world before. It takes a little bit to generate when you first generate the game. Of course, let it load for about 5 or 10 minutes, because sometimes it needs to load a lot of entities, as I mentioned before. And then once it does, you're ready to go and start playing Hamlet or start playing Shipwrecked. So once we load in here, in this mod specifically, there is the Shipwrecked characters included. The Hamlet characters, you can actually download a separate mod from the workshop called Hamlet Characters, and that'll let you play as all the Hamlet characters as well. But of course, for me, that doesn't really matter so much. I'm going to obviously jump in as Wendy, and I'm going to start my adventures on Shipwrecked. And there you go. So you can start your world as well, whichever one you like to go with. If you like to do Shipwrecked, if you like to do Hamlet, the option is, of course, yours. But I hope that this mod helps you play multiplayer Shipwrecked or multiplayer Hamlet, whichever you so choose. And enjoy. your game. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and comment and ask questions about anything about it, because I love this mod. It's very helpful to be able to actually play Hamlet and Shipwrecked with people, because I do not like playing Don't Starve solo. And as always, you're more than welcome to join me anytime I play any game for that matter. My name is All Funny Games. I stream on Twitch TV every single day. If you want to join the Discord, the link is in the description. I hope to see you next video.